to this episode of the Verot Show. We're here with you're doing great so far. I'm loving it. We're here with Joey Lawson, aka J Raw, aka the Big Bad Wolf, aka Joe Bear. Joey being a senior, graduating in just a little over a week.
Getting there.
We wanted to go ahead and take some time and bring him on the show and talk to him, not only because he's just an incredible person altogether, but because of the potential of what he's going to be doing this upcoming summer and his baseball experience and everything he's gone through. We want to go ahead and give you guys some insight in terms of what he's gone through, what his experience has been like, and kind of get a little bit more of an inside look as to what his baseball career has been like up until this point. I think there's a lot of stuff that people don't necessarily know. They can assume. And so why don't we take some time to kind of find out a little bit more what that looks like.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome. So
glad to be here.
Let's start a little bit early. What's your first memory of baseball?
So I remember Bonita Springs Little League. My brother was playing, and I was too young. So I was, just on the sidelines watching, and it was like the best thing ever, just watching. And then actually, it was funny how we started. So I was too young to play. So my dad made a fake birth certificate that said I was older. That way I could play, even though I was too young to be out there. So that was like the first time playing baseball, T-ball.
I hope we've amended that birth certificate for your real one. Good. That's funny.
Yeah, I was like 3, and it said that I was like 5 or something.
Listen, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
Exactly.
Well, a lot of people see where you are now and assume that you were always dominant. Right? I mean, they see the production at the end, but I mean, for a lot of people, that wasn't the case. And I believe, if I were right, that wasn't always the case with you, right?
Yeah, not at all.
You took a huge leap later on. What changed?
Really, so the main thing that helped me was just the weight room. I mean, I came in as a freshman. I was 5'9", like 170, just tubby. And then, Coach Murata especially, get me into the weight room. I hit a little growth spurt. That helps a lot, obviously, So I got bigger and then eventually got stronger, started growing into my body. And then at that point, everything just started taking off.
That makes sense. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you've been around baseball your whole life. Your dad's been coaching you, your brother's been playing too. So I'm assuming it was something that you were just going to automatically get into.
Yeah.
But was there ever a moment you realized okay, I might actually be really good at this? When did that hit you?
I would say probably my freshman year. I was always a super confident kid. That's just how it is. I was cocky. I was like, it's just how it is.
No.
So got in here my freshman year. Started, with the younger guys, JV obviously, and then started doing I was doing really good. And then Coach Scott actually told me, he's like, you're gonna be with the older guys now. And then started playing. And they're like, dude, you realize you're good, right? I was like, I guess.
If you say so.
Yeah. So, just started playing with them and then started every game my freshman year on varsity for a really good team. And that just really it proved to myself how good that I can be.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, was there a certain part of your game that you think improved the most over the last few years? You took a jump, yes, that freshman year getting into the weight room, but did that help out one area in particular, or was that everywhere that it helped out?
Yeah, so really, my freshman year, I played first base and caught. I threw 2 innings my freshman year. Wow. All of a sudden, Canuck graduates, goes to Clemson. We lose him. Timmy gets hurt. We lose another pitcher. Next thing you know, I start pitching. With the rate and everything, I started throwing way harder. I threw 80 to 82 my freshman year. So since then, I've gained 16 miles an hour.
That's incredible.
So it's really, I started pitching my sophomore year. That's what grew the most, and now all of a sudden, I became mainly a pitcher.
So your pitching is almost kind of like a product of circumstance. That wasn't necessarily something that you intended.
Exactly. I was a catcher my whole life. I intended on being a catcher my whole life, and then started throwing, fell in love with it. Now all of a sudden I'm a pitcher.
And now, do you do any catching anymore?
Never. Never.
Crazy how much stuff can change in 4 years.
Yeah, it's wild.
Now, that kind of, I think, speaks more to your work ethic than anything else. The kind of person you are, the willingness to kind of accept any opportunity, right? So, what do you think separates? Every player wants to get to that next level, but not a lot of them get there. What do you think separates those players who want from the players who actually reach that next level?
I would say, so we've always been told a story. It's there's campers and there's climbers, right? So there's a mountain. Some people are not going to even get up onto the mountain. They don't want it that bad. Those are the people that are just going to fall off. Then you got the campers. They get halfway up the mountain. They say, you know what, we've made it far enough, right? And they stay. So I think just being not one of those guys that gets to a certain point and thinks this is enough for me. Like, I think becoming a climber, you keep trying to climb the mountain, right?
Smart.
So no matter what, you're still moving up. I think those people that just try to get better incrementally every day, I think that separates so many people instead of just wherever you're at being okay with it and saying, all right, I'm good with this.
That 1% increase every day mindset.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, a ton of kids want to be an MLB player, but neglect to think about what actually takes to get there. I mean, they see you at games, they see you hitting home runs and pitching and throwing 94, 95 miles an hour, and they think, I want that. But a lot of them neglect to consider what it takes to get there. What actually goes into becoming an MLB draft prospect?
I would say honestly, like, so there's been a few times where coaches told me, they say talent will take you there. You need some sort of talent, right? That's just how it's going to be. Just trying to be realistic. Right?
Absolutely.
Talent's going to take you there. Your work ethic and hard work, that's what's going to keep you there. Like, you can have all the talent in the world. If you don't care, you don't work hard enough, you're going to fall off right away. So obviously you got to have some talent that's going to get you there. You work hard and you get better every day. That's what's going to keep you into the game as long as it can.
Love it. Was there a point where baseball stopped being fun and became serious? Like, have you reached that point yet?
So my whole thing, I love baseball so much. Like, I always just go back to thinking, like, I'm playing a kid's game. Like, that's all it is. Like, 6-year-olds play this game for fun. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be a time where it doesn't where it stops being fun. It's a kid's game. You just got to remember that. Remember why you got into it. Remember the good times with your dad and you're young playing baseball. Like, it doesn't get better than that for me.
And I honestly, I think I already knew the answer to that question. You're such a genuinely lighthearted person already that you kind of see that. You have such an innate ability to kind of reset and get yourself out of you don't even get in slumps. You're such a, nice kind of lighthearted person already that I can see that just not even being a factor for you. So.
I mean, really, it's just gotta stay in a good mood. Like, being happy is so much better than being sad.
I agree.
It's like,
I agree.
Why not just be happy all the time?
Now, who do you model your game after? What player do you model your game after? I know you're a big Trevor Bauer fan. But I mean, who do you actually model it afterwards?
So really, mainly him pitching wise, like, his mechanics are near perfect. Like, his pitches are unbelievable. We kind of have the same size and arm slot and everything, so it kind of just fits into that perfectly. Sure. But outside of baseball, just the mentality side of it was always Miguel Cabrera. Okay. For the Tigers, he was so good and he always just had a good time. Yeah. There was one time I went up to Detroit for my birthday. We were watching a Tigers game and we're standing in the dugout. It's a close game and it's supposed to be most pressure in the world. And I look in the dugout, me and him are making faces at each other and he's just messing around. And it's the best thing in the world. It's that's how you should be. Just have fun and go play. You play better. That's great. So he's really the guy outside of the mentality side of baseball. I really focus on him.
Sure. Now, let me ask you this. All right. Your dad has coached you for a long time. How long has he coached you for?
Since that fake birth certificate, since I was 3.
So, I mean, that's 14 years of your dad being the one to coach you through everything. And obviously you've had other coaches, but I mean, that's got to make for a different kind of relationship with your dad, right? I mean, and so what's that relationship been like, balancing him as both a dad and also as your coach?
So really, I mean, he's always super hard on me baseball wise. It's just how it is. I love it. I think it was the best thing in the world. It made me who I am, and I'm super proud of it. I wouldn't have it any other way. But once we get home, after games and everything, we don't really talk about our games at all. It's just baseball's different. Obviously, we go to practice. It's all baseball. But once we get home, it's less about baseball. We just talk about life and everything, and then on the field, it's all baseball. But he's always hard on me. It's great. I love it. There'd be games I would go 0 for 1 with 3 walks, and we get off the field. He's like, "What happened to that one at bat?" Or I'll walk on 6 pitches. He's like, "Why didn't you swing at the strike?" I'm just whatever. I'm okay. So that's awesome. And I mean, we really just don't really talk about baseball outside of when it's a baseball situation.
So you guys are easily able to find that balance, that differentiation, if you will, between sport and life. Yeah. You know where that differentiation is, that line is.
Yeah, especially it kind of helps too because anybody that's ever met my dad and me, we're like the same person. So like, it's kind of perfect. So,
You
like,
really are.
Yeah.
You really are. It's kind of funny.
So like we'll just quote movies back and forth and start doing random stuff, and we don't really think about baseball at all.
And you've got pretty good taste in movies, so I can appreciate that.
Right?
Now, I mean, I know your dad wasn't the only one coaching you. I mean, like, who else helped you get to this point in terms of where you are right now?
I mean, Coach Scott, before he left, like, he was one of the best. He's probably the best, if not the second best coach I've ever had. He was unbelievable baseball.
He's a real
mind.
one.
Yeah.
Shout out Coach Scott.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Virginia. Going down whenever I get to UNC. There's no stand a chance.
Tripping's already started.
So he really helped a ton. And then Coach Murata, just with the weight room and everything, and just being like somebody I could talk to, obviously. Like he was the best. That helped a ton. And then on the pitching side, I've never really had a pitching coach. So, having Ricky there, he actually played in the minor league system with the Twins for a little bit. He helped me with pitching. He was the only guy that I've ever had that was like a pitcher that helped me coach pitching. So it's like that helped a ton. And then my dad, obviously. And then over at CBU, which was who I played with in the summer.
Sure.
Great program. Love everybody there. Nick was unbelievable, like on the recruiting side and all that stuff. And just like helping with the outside of baseball wise with the recruiting stuff, like all the phone numbers, calls, meetings, all that stuff. He's huge with that. And he was also a really good pitching coach. Like he knows everything. So that was really like all those guys, just giant thank you to them. Like they helped so much with everything.
Absolutely. You surrounded yourself with some very, very good people.
Yes.
For sure.
And it helps too knowing like players that have done it. Like Johnny King got drafted a couple of years ago. He's with the Blue Jays now. He's killing it. Like,
Yeah.
I've played with him since I was 8. So he tells me stuff that happens, like what to do. He gives me some mentorship. Colton Curtis, who graduated from here, signed with the Rangers, he tells me like some mentorship of what to do. AK at Clemson, knows what he's doing. Like it's huge having all those people around me.
I'm sure that inside information, that inside track definitely helps out so much when you're trying to make these decisions.
Yeah, it's huge.
Well, good. I mean, so let's talk about those decisions. I mean, the first one, as you're wearing right now, UNC. It's where you're planning on going as of right now.
Yeah.
It's where you're committed. Congratulations, first and foremost.
You.
I mean, committing to a program like that, a D1 school like that, first and foremost, in and of itself, is just a huge accomplishment. So
thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? Where else were you looking? And what made UNC the right fit for you?
So mainly it was between UNC, Duke, and FSU. So all kind of rivals. So that was kind of fun. So it was mainly between them, and then really, I went on an FSU visit, loved it, loved all the coaches, everything about it was awesome. And then when I got up to UNC, it's just like their campus is awesome. And then I was sitting there on the concourse watching one of their practices, and I tell everybody younger now, it's like when you're gonna know. Like it's just how it is. And I was sitting up there and they were practicing, and I was like, this is where I want to be. Like this is the spot. Like it's awesome.
That's great.
So, and as everybody knows, my brother's there. So that kind of helps, not even the best. I like to tell him, he's the best athlete in the family, but I'm the best pitcher. So we kind of argue about that. He was better at everything else, but.
You got the arm.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was going to ask, I mean, like, how special is it that your older brother, Timmy, is playing there? I mean, what does that mean to you?
It's awesome. I mean, been playing with him my whole life, so being able to play at the next level at UNC with him, it's going to be like, that's the dream.
That's incredible.
It's the dream. It's going to be the coolest thing in the world. I love it.
I mean, that's just so cool. I mean, can you imagine, have you thought about what that's actually going to feel like to like walk out onto the field for the first time with your brother?
It's like, I can't even put it into words. Like, it's awesome. It's so cool.
That's just got to be an unbelievable.
It's the coolest thing in the world.
Do you let yourself think about those kinds of thoughts? Like, do you think about that, or do you try not to like think about that far in the future yet? Are you trying to stay in the present?
So I like to think about everything.
Sure.
Like, even like before games I pitch, like I'll be in my bed at night thinking about everything that could possibly go wrong and just becoming okay with it.
Sure.
And eventually you're not scared of it anymore. You go out there and you play.
Do you still get nervous before games?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I'm nervous before, every game.
Okay, right.
But then, it's mainly the night before because I'll start, I'll think about everything that could go wrong.
Sure.
And then by the next day, I'm kind of just like at peace with it. I'm okay with it. It's like, if it happens, it happens.
Kind of worried out at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Really, all the nerves stop like after I step on the mound, and then it's just like everything just shuts down. And it's just baseball.
It's kind of like your own little zone up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just you and and the catcher. That's
it. Yeah, it's me and Nico, the freak.
Well, you said you've been talking to players that graduated here, you know, your friend that plays for the Blue Jays, people like that have kind of given you inside information. How much do you talk to your brother about like what it's going to be like up at UNC? Does he give you a lot of inside information, or is he kind of waiting for you to figure it out on your own when you get there?
So really, he kind of tells me just like what it's like, and then like the conditioning stuff, weightlifting stuff, like just what they do. But really, me and him don't talk about baseball. It's all just other stuff. You know, it's kind of our getaway. We mainly just talk about fishing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we don't really talk about baseball with each other. But like if one of us does something good, we'll tell the other one.
Sure.
We both get excited for each other. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
But really, it's just like it's kind of just like an outline of like, oh, we have practice at this time usually. We do this for lift. We do this for running. So I can kind of get a head start on that, which is pretty nice. But,
Being aware of what's coming, sort of thing.
But other than that, we don't really talk about baseball that much, which is awesome because it takes your mind off of it, gives you something to think about.
Honestly, don't need that much crowding up your head.
Exactly.
You'll get it when you get there, sort of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. All right. Well, we're excited to see you if it goes there, but there's another possibility in terms of what could be happening this upcoming summer. I believe you said that your schedule is that you're going to be going up for orientation and some light throwing and things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe in June.
June 16th.
June 16th.
Yep.
And you'll be starting some classes, I believe, at that
Yeah.
point as well. But then you have something coming up in the middle of July.
Yeah.
What do you got coming up in July?
Draft is in July.
The MLB Draft. I mean, congratulations for, you know, even having that being in the conversation
Yes,
for your
thank you.
possibilities.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously don't know where you're going to go. We don't know what's going to happen. We're filming this now. It's May 6th, and we're potentially going to be releasing this around the time of your draft. And we're doing this because of the possibility of you getting drafted. That's something that most kids only dream about.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's
Me too.
this is just absolutely incredible. I mean, what's this whole experience been? And I'm not just talking about right now, like the anticipation of potentially. What's the whole draft experience been like for you?
I mean, it's unbelievable. Like you remember in third grade, you get what do you want to do when you grow up? Oh, I want to get drafted. I want to go play baseball. Like, that's just what it is. It's just a dream, and it feels like it. It's the greatest thing in the world. Like, it's crazy to even think that I've been put in this position, and like sometimes it's like, why me? And it's just like I can't even put it into words. Sure. It's awesome.
I mean, how many people have talked to you? How many different scouts have you seen? Like, I mean, like, has it become overwhelming? Have you been able to handle that kind of pressure? I mean, what has it been like?
At some points, you know, it's a little much. Just trying to figure out like dates for things and like when's this guy coming? When am I meeting with this guy? When am I doing this? So that kind of just comes a little bit overwhelming, but not enough to where like I don't like it.
Sure.
Like, it's so fun. It's a good kind of overwhelming.
Comes with the territory.
Exactly, yeah. And it helps having, you know, my family's really good at helping with that. And my agent, everybody's great, so it helps a lot.
That's really great. What's been the weirdest or most surreal part about the draft process? I mean, there's a lot of things that, again, normal people won't go through. And so I'm sure that there's parts of this that are just completely unknown and strange to people that aren't part of the draft process. Is there something that's happened to you that's been like completely out of the norm that a normie like myself wouldn't necessarily anticipate or understand?
Yeah, I would say, you know, kind of just like my favorite team's the Tigers, right? They ask you to go up there, right? Imagine that. It's basically like you kind of just go on like a college visit, but it's with a pro team. And it's like, it's the weirdest thing in the world. And it's crazy just like talking to some of these scouts and like realizing like that they're kind of just like normal people. Like, it's not anything special. There's normal baseball guys, and it's awesome. And then I would say just like, it's just not normal knowing that you're in this position. Like, the whole thing's not normal. It's like, it's awesome.
Coming to grips with the reality that this is your new reality.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. I mean, what's one thing MLB scouts probably don't see about you off the field? Because I know you in a much different way than people seeing you just on the field see you. So what's one thing MLB scouts probably don't see about you off the field?
Honestly, the good thing is, like, we have meetings with them and everything, and, like, that's their whole goal is, like, to figure out what you're like off the field. So really, I just be myself, so they kind of know a lot.
That's good.
Like, they kind of just know everything. Like, even, like, the meetings, I'll just be myself. Some movie quotes will get thrown around. They love it. So it's like
good man.
So it's kind of just like they figure out who you are, and they know pretty much everything about you. So there's really nothing that you can hide.
Listen, a well-placed anchorman quote will get you
Solves
very
anything.
far in life.
Solves
Far in life.
anything.
It really will.
Yeah.
So,
Sitting there, milk was a bad choice.
absolutely. The bad man punted Baxter. People hear drafted and automatically think that your decision is made. You know, that
Yeah.
you're getting drafted and that's it. You know, gone is UNC and, you know, all your decisions are made. That's not the case. There's a lot of factors that go into making this decision, right? It's very complicated. What's going to go into the decision-making process behind you deciding either pro ball or UNC?
Yeah, I mean, really, I'm not going to talk about like money and everything.
No.
But that's obviously a factor.
Yeah.
Like obviously that's a factor. When you get picked by who, it's a factor. Obviously. For me personally, I don't care who takes me. Like I'll be happy either way.
Sure.
But it's really just like, because you think about college, right? If you get drafted and you're a certain age, you either have to play 3 years at a college.
Mm-hmm.
If for Division I, you have to play 3 years, or you have to turn 21. So if you've got a college, you have to stay healthy for 3 years, or in my case, I have to stay healthy for 2 years. So that goes into it. But then also you go to college, it's basically like you're in AA for a little bit. So you go there, you get drafted after college, you have a faster route to the MLB. So it's kind of just like there's a lot of that being factored in, and then location, everything. Like, do you want to go to college? Do you want to graduate? Do you want the experience of college? Like all that stuff goes into it. And it's really just like figuring out what you want to do and what your dream is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're almost done. And so I just kind of want to finish with a couple things. I mean, what are you most proud of looking back at your baseball journey so far? I mean, you've accomplished a ton.
Yeah.
You have district, regional championships, individual accolades, things like that. But what's one thing you're most proud of?
I would say just making like my family proud. Like it's the best thing in the world. Like being able to see their smiles and everything after, like it's the best thing in the world. Like after like a big game, like Timmy texts me like, dude, that was awesome, whatever. It's like it's the best feeling in the world, and I don't think anything can top that, despite the awards and everything.
That's why you are who you are, Joey. If you could talk to middle school you right now, what would you tell them?
I would say you're not done yet.
like
Also,
that.
why did you lose so early this year?
Listen, things happen. It's going to happen. But, I mean, you guys handled that. You know, it wasn't the way that you guys wanted to end the season, I know. But I think you all handled it with as much class as you all possibly could have.
Yeah.
I was very, very proud of the way you all handled it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'd probably give him a joke, bust his balls a little bit. But I'd be like, you're not done yet. You got to keep working. Once high school's over, you know, it's just the beginning of another chapter.
Sure. That's good. What do you hope people remember about you here at Verot besides baseball?
I would say honestly, just like, you know, helping like the school, like, you know, I rarely get in trouble with detentions and everything. Like just being a good student, I would say. Yeah.
I think that's going to be easily accomplished.
Yeah.
All right, last one. No matter what happens with the draft, college, baseball, all that sort of stuff, what excites you most about the future?
Being able to step back on the field, it's the best thing in the world. You never know when you're going to be your last day playing. You never know if you're going to get told you're done playing when you're 10 or when you're 50. So I'm just glad to be able to play another day, and that's all it's about. It's playing a kid's game for as long as I can.
And we're excited to keep watching you as long as we possibly can, Joey. Seriously, It's been a blast watching you these 4 years. We're so excited to see what you continue to do in the future, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you so
All
much.
right, man.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the Verot Show. Again, Joey Lawson, senior, class of 2026, headed off to either UNC or potentially the MLB Draft. You go ahead and find out. Tune in to the draft July 14th through 16th.
Yep.
Make sure you go ahead and tune in, subscribe here to the Verot Show to find more of these podcasts that we'll have all of next year as well. Again, I'm Craig Davis. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care.
You stay classy, San Diego.
What he said.